You know, some people conquer the world of football once. They do it with their feet, right? A magical pass, a game-winning goal, and they're legends. But to do it twice? First with your feet, and then all over again with your mind? That's a whole different level. And that, right there, is the story of Xabi Alonso.
I mean, just look at the two sides of the coin here. On one hand, you've got the player, right? The maestro. This was the guy who was the calm, cool brain in some of Europe's greatest midfields ever. A World Cup winner, a Champions League legend. Then you flip it. You get the mastermind. The manager who took a team and not only saved them, but led them on an undefeated season, breaking a whole decade of dominance. It's just two conquests, powered by the same brilliant mind.
So, how in the world does that happen, right? How does one guy master the game from both sides of the touchline? Was it luck? Raw talent? Well, for Alonso, the answer is way more interesting. It's because his entire playing career wasn't just a career. It was a deliberate, calculated education.
Seriously, he wasn't just playing the game, he was studying it. Every single stop in his career was like another class in his own personal coaching school. He was building his own curriculum, getting ready for the final exam.
And just think about the professors he had at this University of Alonso. I mean, come on. First up, Liverpool with Rafa Benitez. That was his undergrad in tactical discipline. Then he moves to Real Madrid and studies under Jose Mourinho. That's where he gets his master's in the art of the counter. And for the final course, his PhD, well, that came at Bayern Munich, studying positional play under the one and only Pep Guardiola. You literally couldn't write a better education.
Okay, so let's start at Anfield. At Liverpool, you already had the beating heart of the team, right? The absolute engine in Steven Gerrard. But what they were missing was the brain, the calm, controlling presence to balance out that passion. And that's exactly what Alonso was. He was the cool head, the perfect complement.
And the way he did it was by mastering this very specific role called the regista. Think of it like a quarterback in American football, or a conductor of an orchestra. He's deep in the midfield, and he's not just playing, he's dictating the entire tempo of the game. Rafa Benitez saw this incredible talent and basically said, okay, the whole system, it's going to run through you. And if you want to understand his mentality, just look at the miracle of Istanbul. Okay, picture it. Liverpool is down 3-0 at halftime to a legendary AC Milan team. It's over. But then the comeback begins. Alonso steps up to take this crucial penalty. The pressure is insane. And Dida saves it. But does he drop his head? No way. Zero hesitation. He sprints in, smashes home the rebound. That's not just talent, folks. That is an unshakable, ice-cold mentality.
All right, so after Liverpool, he goes to Real Madrid, and this is where his role really starts to shift. He links up with Jose Mourinho, and he becomes something more than just a player. He becomes Mourinho's brain on the field.
And this isn't just some analysis after the fact. His teammates saw it happening in real time. His old teammate Pepe said, and I'm paraphrasing, "We all knew Xabi was going to be a coach. He was the guy always pestering Mourinho, asking about the tactical details, always wanting to know the why behind the plan. He was already thinking like a manager." So what was he learning from Jose? The Mourinho doctrine. And really, it was built on two simple, brutal pillars. Number one, unbreakable defensive discipline. And number two, absolutely lethal, lightning-fast counterattacks. And who is at the very heart of it all? Alonso. He was the launch pad. The guy who would win the ball and in a split second, unleash hell on the other team.
So think about this. He's won pretty much everything at Real Madrid. He could have gone anywhere for a final paycheck, right? Just coast to retirement. But no, that wasn't the plan. He makes a very deliberate move. He decides he needs a postgraduate degree. And there was only one professor for that, Pep Guardiola at Bayern Munich.
Okay, so his education is complete. The student is now the master. And his first real test as a head coach, it's not some cushy job. It's at a club that was, let's be honest, an absolute miss. This is where we get to the never-losing miracle at Bayer Leverkusen.
The transformation here it's hard to even put into words. Just look at the timeline. When Alonso takes over in October 2022, they are 17th in the Bundesliga. They're staring relegation in the face. Fast forward to May 2024, they are champions. Not just champions, undefeated champions. That isn't just getting better. That's a full-blown revolution.
Let's just run through the numbers because they are insane. First up, 120. For 120 years, Bayer Leverkusen had this awful nickname, Neverkusen. Because they could, well, never win the big one. It was a curse. Alonso comes in and shatters it in his first full season.
Next number, 11. That's how many years in a row Bayern Munich had dominated the league. It was their personal property. He didn't just win a title, he toppled an empire. He broke the streak.
Then you've got 51. That's the mind-blowing number of games his team went without a single defeat. In all competitions, a new European record. They just forgot how to lose.
And finally, the most important number, the most unbelievable one, 0. That is the number of losses they had in the entire league season. The first team in Bundesliga history to pull off an invincible season. It's just unprecedented.
So what was the secret sauce? How did he pull this off? Well, it boils down to 3 key things. Step 1 was the system, a super flexible 3-4-2-1. And you can see his education right there. It's Guardiola's possession game mixed with Mourinho's killer counterattacks. Step 2, he weaponized his wingbacks. Guys like Grimaldo and Frimpong became some of his most dangerous attackers. And step 3, he unleashed the magician, Florian Wirtz. He basically built the offense around him and just told him, go create.
So after a season like that, I mean a literal perfect season, the whole world is watching. And the big question everyone is asking is, what's next? He's conquered Germany, but is he ready for the final exam? Can his genius survive the ultimate pressure cooker?
And this really gets to the heart of the debate. Look, what he built at Leverkusen was based on meticulous coaching, turning a good team into a flawless unit. But can that same philosophy work at a club of superstars like Real Madrid? A place where it's all about big egos and immense win-right-now pressure?
I mean, a potential move to Madrid is this huge opportunity, but it's also a massive risk. On the one hand, the upside is incredible. He's a club legend, he could return and build a dynasty, but the risk? Well, the pressure at Madrid is a different beast entirely. You don't get time to build. You have to win immediately. There's the risk of clashing with the old guard, the big stars, and there's always that fear in the background, the risk of becoming another Benitez, another legend who couldn't handle the job.
And that's really the question that hangs over his next move, isn't it? Will Xabi Alonso's next chapter see him build a dynasty? Or is he a brilliant mind who's about to be humbled by what they call the impossible job? His journey from student to master has been absolutely incredible to watch. But you get the feeling his biggest test is still to come.